Okay, we are live. This is the Popcast Unleashed, and we're here with Shane, obviously from the Popcast, BJ Tanner, and Kai Wener. How's everyone doing?
Well, I think the storyline of season 3 is the best. Let me just tell you, I think it's the best so far, and there's a lot more to come.
Okay, all right. Yeah, the first 2 episodes were hot. Kai, what do you think?
I think that it's going to be way better than the first and second seasons, and it's going to be really good.
Okay, yeah, because we're off to a really great start so far. And I know that episode 3, at least for us, and we can't say nothing about it, or Tom will come here and kick our butts. But we got to tell you, episode 3 is a lot of fun. So, but let's focus on the first couple of episodes because you guys were featured heavily. In fact, BJ, you led us into this season of the Orville with some crazy nightmare dream that was like, you look like some superhero, like flying down the corridors and like climbing across walls and stuff. And nobody knew it was a dream. You're like, man, this guy really got some skills after all this time, right? So when was that filmed? Was that filmed early on, or is that something more recent that was put together?
That was filmed 2021 of summer. I was down there with my grandma.
Okay.
It was probably 2019 actually. It was one of the two. But yeah, I remember that vividly because I had to do all my own stunts.
Oh, you did? That was all you? Okay, cool. No, it really came across well. And then Kai, for you, some really great stuff. Everything going on with you and Isaac and everything. Actually, both of you guys and Isaac, just really, it's like you guys were featured in that first episode so strongly. And we were so happy to see it because we've been saying for the 2+ years we were waiting, like they have to address what happened with Isaac. Like that's the one missing thing happening from season 2. It's like, he turned on everybody. So how are we going to deal with this stuff? Right. So how did it feel, BJ, to be the kind of the bad guy of episode 1 a little bit?
Oh man. To be honest, I have to tell you the truth. I felt bad even shooting the scene. like I felt bad telling Isaac that I wish he was dead. Like that broke my heart to do. But to be honest, I have to apologize to him after every time we shot. I did that. I did. But I could see, I don't want to say I could see where Marcus was coming from because what he did was wrong. But at the same time, we've been through some stuff on this ship and he was still one of our crewmates, if you can see what I'm saying. And to be honest, I think that I could have definitely came about it in a whole different manner than making him off himself. But
yeah. Well, you didn't see that coming. So your character didn't see like that, what kind of reaction you're going to have to him. And I think it's a really good lesson actually for teenagers, I think, because you never know what you're going to say is going to happen. And then the repercussions you kind of learn afterwards, but then you come through in the end and you end up talking Charlie into helping them out. So everything works out.
So, to be honest, I thought the fans would hate me.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. I think everybody understood where you're coming from. And Kai, what about you? So Kai, you had a little bit different experience. You were in you actually saw you were in with Isaac after he'd already, killed himself, and you were trying to do the moment with him, pretending he's alive again. What was that about?
So after he died, my character was super sad about him dying. So I went to the simulator, trying to pretend that he was still there because I was still in grief. And that was a really cool scene to film with Miss Penny.
Yeah, because she was there with you and you got to have that moment. Well, let me ask you, what is your relationship to Isaac? Like, what does your character feel like about Isaac? Because there's this feeling like we don't exactly know where he stands in the Finn family. Of course, because you've filmed the whole season, so you know how it ends up. But as of right now, is there healing happening? Is there potential? What do you think's going on?
I think that Ty has forgiven him since in the last season, he saved my life by killing all the other ones. And even from season 1, the first episode, he was still helping me and becoming one of my friends. So I think that we built a really great bond together. Okay.
And so BJ, for Marcus, where do you think he's going to go from here? You had that wonderful moment. I got to tell you, fantastic acting. And by the way, you both are just really coming into your own. We're really proud of you guys. We feel like, we've known you for so long and you've come so far, but, I got to tell you, BJ, that scene where you're kind of giving Isaac that look, he's at the end of episode 1, where you've kind of come to terms. What is your character thinking at that point?
I think he's thinking of forgiveness. Like he wants to say something to Isaac, but sometimes it's better to let silence speak. So I guess that was just a powerful moment. Even though they didn't interact, it was still a powerful moment between the two. Because at that moment, that was the moment where Marcus forgave Isaac.
Okay, cool. You guys have both grown so much in the last 3 years. It's amazing. Just looking at you guys, it's so wonderful. So the production for season 3 began way back in October 2019, and you end up finishing almost 2 years later. Were there any situations where you had to shoot or reshoot something at the end of the production to match what you had done at the beginning? And if so, were there any concerns because you guys were so much older?
Well, there was like 1 or 2 scenes that we had to refilm because of my growth spurt. But the outfits, they already had outfits picked and planned for me. So when I came back in 2021, all the outfits did not fit me.
Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah, so they had to redo something else for you. Okay, so as we go further in the seasons, will we be able to see you kind of age with the show, do you think?
There's going to be like me 3 years ago and then now me 3 years older.
Okay. And how about for you, BJ? Did you have any of those situations? Because you're so much taller than you were 3 years ago.
To be honest, they really just worked the camera. So they just changed the size of my outfit and then they just worked the cameras.
Okay, cool.
They caught those angles.
They made it work. Okay. Because you can't tell so far. You can't tell. Okay.
Well, it wasn't really a problem. And I don't really recall, unless it was Ty. I do remember doing like 1 or 2 scenes with him, like shooting those. But I don't really recall shooting any old scenes other than the ones that I was already shooting or there to shoot.
Okay. Okay, so one of our favorite scenes of you guys is when Marcus asks Ty to stop making so much noise with his game while he's laying on the bed. And Ty gives Marcus a look that's basically like, yeah, whatever. And he keeps playing the game. So I have kids who do that to each other all the time, and it's very realistic. Let me ask you guys this. Do you feel like brothers on the set? Like, what's your relationship like?
Kai is my brother on and off the set.
Nice.
And I got nothing but love for Kai. He is exactly like a little brother. The chemistry between us is there, and it will always be there. So, yes, that is my little brother.
Very cool. Kai?
I'm over here crying right now. That was fantastic, BJ.
Even on and off set, we play games with each other while we're waiting for our next scenes. We play on my Nintendo Switch and my PS4.
Okay. Oh, so you guys get the game together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, what's your favorite game?
We play 2K a lot with each other.
Oh, yeah, boy. That's my
We play Call of Duty or 2K.
Very cool. Very cool. So, Kai, let me ask you this question. Actually, I'll ask both of you guys this question. What's it like trying to act opposite of Isaac, Mark, when he's wearing a mask and there's no facial expressions? Is that difficult, or how do you bounce off of him when you're acting with him?
At first it was kind of difficult, but then you ease into it because he does a lot of like head motions and hand gestures. So you can like kind of sense his emotions.
Okay. So yeah, so you get kind of that feel of what he might be thinking. Okay. How about you, BJ?
Well, to be honest, I agree with Ty. It started off difficult, but as I continued to act on the show, it became easier and easier because I learned how to make the character into myself. So anything that I would do on the camera, I would also react the same way off of camera, and that made it much easier for me. And
okay.
The chemistry was there with Mark too, so that made it that much easier too.
What's your guys' relationship with Mark?
We have a really good relationship with Mark. We shot almost every scene with him and Miss Penny, right. So the chemistry was always there, and I love Mark like he's uncle.
That's awesome. Okay, he's a great guy. Kai, let me ask you, what was your COVID experience like? So, of course, we all went through this horrible thing. Did you end up doing distance learning for school? How did that work out for you during that whole situation?
I did 2 years of distance learning for school, and then we went back to film Orville. And we did school there, and we had to get a lot of COVID tests to film and to do fittings and everything.
Okay, yeah. BJ, what was it like getting COVID tested every day? My kids complain if they got to do it once a month. You guys had to do it daily.
shoot, I sneezed every single time, had a bunch of nosebleeds.
Oh my
COVID
God.
tests are not, I have a really sensitive nose. COVID tests are not for me. But my COVID experience is different because I moved in the middle of COVID. I moved from Texas, started public school because I used to be homeschooled. So everything just changed.
Well, how was that experience like going to now public school after homeschooling for so long?
You know what? It was a smooth transition because we also had the mask mandate. So
Yes.
nobody really knew who I was. And
Oh, okay. Did people figure it out?
yes, sir. They eventually figured it out.
That must be kind of a weird situation, huh?
Not really. I just tried to play it off like it wasn't me.
I'm already famous. Speaking of future famous celebrity status, question for you. How's the campaign for Miles Morales going? Because you'd make a great Superman or Spider-Man.
All right, thank you. You know what? I've been working on my body a little bit. So I've been working out, eating right. So whenever Marvel needs me, you know, I'm here. I'm here.
Yes.
The Marvel Comics, the cans, I'm sitting right here.
You got the look. I don't see why they don't just make it happen like now. Come on now. Okay, Kai, let me ask you a question. On the Orville, what's your favorite alien species?
There's this one guy that's the bartender. He has like this 2 big horns on his head, and he's like a reptile almost. That's one of my favorites. He looks really cool.
Do you know who that is? Jason Alexander?
Jason Alexander.
Yes. And you know why he's a pretty famous guy, right? Do you know what show he was on?
No.
He was on Seinfeld for years. Your parents probably won't let you watch that yet, or maybe you can when you're a little older. One of the best shows on TV. But the best show on TV right now is the Orville. Do you guys realize? That the sci-fi fans have been waiting so long for this to happen, and it's better than Star Trek, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's what I like to hear. Marcus, who's your favorite alien species on the show?
I got 2 of them.
Oh,
All right, so definitely the Zelayans, because who wouldn't want to be that strong? And besides, if you have a Zelayan to have your back, there's none you got to worry about. And second is the Mocklins, because I like their nonchalant. They're very nonchalant.
yes, exactly. Do you see Tala throwing people around last episode, throwing around those monsters? That was great. Okay, so let me ask you guys, would either of you guys like to become members of the Union and serve aboard the Orville as crew members if the show keeps going?
Absolutely. I would love to be in front with the big dogs.
Okay, yeah, maybe work in engineering or something, maybe on the bridge. How about you, Kai?
That'd be cool to be one of the crew members, to be like the captain.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone.
You guys could be like the Orville, the next generation, right?
Yes, sir.
Keep it going? Okay, I love that.
Have USS Finn.
USS Finn. Right, USS Finn family. It's got to happen, right?
Sir.
So speaking of Finn family, this is kind of a wild question. But what did Marcus and Ty think when they found out their mom had been married when she was younger? We were all surprised to learn in this last episode she was married before. Were you guys? Do you guys even know? Does your characters know?
To be honest, it was nowhere near my scene, so I didn't even look over it. I didn't know until I actually watched the show.
Oh, really? Okay.
Married. But I'm glad they broke up. I'm going to be honest with you, because otherwise I wouldn't be here.
Right. Yes. You don't want her to be married to some weird, like multi-eyed weird alien, right? No.
Yes, sir.
Kai, who do you have the most fun with when you're working on set?
I have a lot of fun with everyone, but BJ and Miss Pena are really fun to hang out with on set and to have fun with.
Cool. BJ, how about you? Now you can't say not Kai.
Oh, yeah, of course. Kai, Miss Penny, Mr. J. Lee, and Mr. Scott.
Okay.
Everybody was fun on that set.
Okay, here's a question everybody wants to know. What's it like working with Seth MacFarlane?
That is an absolute wonder. When it comes to shooting the scenes, he is very serious. As soon as we cut, he could change just like that. He'll put on his little Family Guy voice. He's really he's brilliant when it comes to being on screen and off.
Okay. How about for you, Kai?
He's really funny to work with, and he is very serious when he's directing and doing everything behind the scenes. And he can really change really fastly into his character and be able to film scenes.
That's cool. That's cool. BJ, what has been your favorite experience working on the Orville so far?
You know what? I have to say, being able to be outer space while still being on Earth, because I got to see like different types of aliens and spend a lot of time on a realistic, futuristic spaceship. So, really, what isn't there to love?
Kai, how about you?
I really like being on the ship. The first time that I saw the bridge in real life, it was super cool. All the special effects and everything, and just the whole ship in general.
Yeah, were you pretty amazed when they redid it for season 3? Like when everything was upgraded, the new bridge and the engineering was like this huge giant warehouse, like unbelievable.
Yes, it was really cool. And with the special effects, it made it look even better.
Awesome. BJ, who will you miss the most? If this is the final season, which we're praying and hoping that Disney and Hulu just realizes how wonderful you guys are, they keep going. Who will you miss the most if this is the final season of the Orville?
Definitely Kai, Miss Penny, and Mark, because that's who I spent most of my time with on set, and we always shot with each other. And I've said it before, but I say it a million more times. We all have that chemistry.
That's awesome. And how about you, Kai?
Everyone, and especially Miss Penny, BJ, and Mark, because they're all like my on-set family.
That's so cool. Okay, so BJ, what do you got going on next? So we talked a little bit beforehand. You said you might be you got a movie maybe possibly coming up?
Yes, sir. I'm in talks right now. I don't really know anything about the project, so I'm not gonna say anything because I don't know what I can say.
Okay.
But I plan to keep on doing what I'm doing. I'm starting a new show myself. We're trying to get it going. It's called Real Kids of Hollywood. But yes, sir, we got that going on, and yeah, I hope my future's bright.
Well, it sure looks like it. I know you're killing it. The acting chops are just growing and so good. Kai, how about you? What do you got going on now that the Orville is not going at the moment?
I'm still auditioning for TV shows and movies, and still happening. So I'm gonna be awesome.
Okay, yeah, you got something coming, right? Do you guys? So what's going to happen if will they just all of a sudden let you know one day, yeah, we're renewed, and then you'll kind of figure out if to keep going? You guys are open to do more Orville, I'm guessing, right?
Oh yes, sir, definitely, absolutely.
Okay, got a couple other questions for you. Well, one of our fans wanted to ask you a question here. It's kind of a little off. They said, if you have friends that have normal teenage jobs and you have this cool job, what's the difference? Do you ever wonder like what it would be like to just have like a regular teenage job, like flipping burgers or doing something else? Or you ever consider that?
Well, I love what I do. And sure, I have wondered what it would be like if I never acted, but I can't see myself doing anything else.
That's cool. Yeah, because you never know. There's some people get into it because they love it. Some people get into it because their parents want them to be into it. But it seems like both of you guys really, really love what you're doing. And as a result, we love what you do. So is there anything that you guys want to add? Anything you want to tell the fans they're going to be watching you? And we want to get as many people watching Hulu and the Orville as possible. So do you have anything you want to tell them?
Please keep tuning into the Orville. Keep us at #1 in Canada.
Yes.
Please keep rising our numbers. Let's get this season 3 so we can get another season 4. Let's get it popping, you guys. Let's go.
You guys heard it from BJ Tanner right there. Kai, what do you got to say?
Keep on watching because some great things are in store for the next couple of episodes.
Fantastic, man. You guys are so wonderful. Is there anything else you guys want to say? We're going to wrap it up here. Brian, do you got anything you want to ask him? I forgot you were there.
I'll tell you what. I am so stoked to see the rest of this season.
Hello?
Excuse me. I'm so stoked to see the rest of the season, and seeing your acting progression and your skills progress over the last few years or 2 seasons is just impressive. Like I know we interviewed you both like a couple years ago, and then seeing that first episode on screen and seeing your emotion, BJ, and just like your progression, I am thoroughly excited for when they eventually hit you up for Miles Morales, because I don't see why that wouldn't happen. And I tweeted that a couple of weeks ago, because you'd be perfect for that role. And Miles Morales is my favorite Spider-Man. So I guess the question is more of a statement, man.
I was going to say, there's no question there.
I'll call you guys first when they do hit me up.
Yeah. Yes, we want to know. Okay, excellent. You guys, I hope you have a wonderful summer. I know, BJ, you're going to Hawaii. Kai, what are you doing for the summer?
I'm going to Six Flags.
Six Flags for your birthday coming up. Oh my gosh, 14. We got a freshman, we got a senior.
Yeah, you can expect
you guys.
Me, just so you know.
You need to fly in for his birthday, BJ.
Oh yeah, I'll be down there for your birthday.
There you go.
No, I won't.
Well, listen, we love you guys so much. Thank you for taking the time, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to you again soon coming up, and make sure that you guys just keep going. You guys are amazing, and we really, really love you guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for them.
All right. You take care.
You too. Thank you, guys.